Chapter 80 Breaking Through the 8th Turn. The corpse-catching sect is starting to make big moves, the blue-clothed old man said in a deep voice. I've heard of these two boys. They are the most outstanding disciples of the younger generation of the corpse-catching sect, known as the corpse-catching twins. The old blacksmith said. These two brats should be a test from those old guys of the corpse-catching sect. Let Wuxia and those juniors deal with it. As for how to deal with the rise of the corpse-catching sect, we can just wait for the will of heaven. The yellow-clothed old man's eyes flickered as he said, Heaven's will, the heavenly Tao sect's people are coming. The blue-clothed old man and the old blacksmith were shocked. The flood continent was vast and boundless, possessing countless kingdoms, which formed the flood continent's vast cultivation system. However, standing at the pinnacle of power was still the great sects. The heavenly Tao sect was one of the most pinnacle sects, known as the gate pillar of the righteous path, holding the title of the first sect of the righteous path. The Great Tang country was only a small country within the heavenly Tao sect's domain, and there were many other countries like this within the heavenly Tao sect's domain. Only by stepping out of the Great Tang country would you be able to realize how vast the true flood continent was. Within this realm, the heavenly Tao sect is synonymous with supremacy. All kingdoms are subject to the jurisdiction of the heavenly Tao sect, and even the royal family of each country are appointed by the heavenly Tao sect. The heavenly Tao will is the will of the heavenly Tao sect within the realm of the heavenly Tao sect. When the heavenly Tao will descends, all the cultivation circles of all the kingdoms have to obey, and those who do not respect it will be exterminated from their countries, their sects, and their clans. Therefore, the blue-clothed old man and the old blacksmith were shocked to hear that the heavenly Tao sect had sent down its will. So it seemed that even the heavenly Tao sect was paying attention to the reappearance of the corpse-catching sect in the cultivation world, which had to be a shock. One must know that although a long time ago, the corpse-catching sect was also a powerful sect like the heavenly Tao sect. But after all, after such a long time had passed, the corpse-catching sect had long since fallen, and was no longer enough to threaten the heavenly Tao sect. However, it looks like the heavenly Tao sect is still jealous of the corpse-catching sect, and has even personally sent down its will. The blue-clothed old man couldn't help but ask, what does the heavenly Tao intent say? To exterminate the corpse-catching sect? The old blacksmith at the side also revealed a grave expression. It's not clear. I've only heard about it. I'm afraid the exact news is only known to the Great Tang Imperial family. The yellow-clothed old man shook his head as he sniffed. In the sky above the martial arts arena, Zhao Wuxia and Corpse Sky were fighting fiercely. Both of them were both young supreme powerhouses with incomparably powerful strengths, each of them comparable to peak 9th level Jidan stage powerhouses. The scene of their battle was extremely grand, and the crowd watching the battle below stayed far away for fear of being affected by the aftershocks. Roar! The immortal bird's corpse chi rushed to the sky. Its gorgeous black feathers, which flickered with icy coldness in the night sky, were like a slice of razor-sharp blades, cutting through the long sky at extreme speeds, slashing through space. Worthy of being a legendary divine object, its terrifying strength was frightening. Zhao Wuji's fist shook as he fought with Corpse Sky while fending off the immortal bird's attacks. He was like an invincible god of war. He fought 1 against 2, and actually had the upper hand, incomparably strong. The crowd was thrilled, worthy of being a god of war, still invincible. It could be seen that Corpse Sky's strength was inferior to Zhao Wuji's. Even if he teamed up with the immortal bird, he was still no match for Zhao Wuji. However, if Zhao Wuji wanted to defeat his opponent, it wasn't something that could be done in a moment. Their battle was incomparably intense, and the crowd couldn't stop watching. At this moment, the other black-robed youth in the sky spoke. He hemmed and hawed at Kangchon and the others below. It's good to be idle. So why don't a few of you come and play with me as well, so that I can see what the so-called 7 heroes of the Great Tang are all about? A disdainful gleam appeared in his eyes. Liu Suifeng and Hua Wanyong revealed angry gazes at his words. They were also young supreme powerhouses of the great Tang cultivation world. Now that they were being underestimated like this, they naturally felt angry. Kang Chon, however, was incomparably calm as he said, "This person we are currently no match for. Unlike Bastard Man, Berserk Man that only stepped into the Jidan stage, or long ago young strong man, in front of this black-robed young man has already stepped into the realm of Jidan stage for many years. A body cultivation is not weaker than the older generation of cultivators. He did not break through the Jidan stage before, is not the other party's enemy. Kang Chon is not an idiot, still knows to weigh the pros and cons. Liu Suifeng and Hua Xiangrong were also not idiots. Both of them were clear about the strength of the other party. So despite their anger, they were not overwhelmed by anger. They just coldly gazed at the black-robed youth in the air. What? Don't dare. Is this the so-called Great Tang Young Generation? Nothing more than that. What a disappointment. The black-robed youth couldn't help but reveal a sneer when he saw that Kang Chon and the others were unmoved. Flower thinking wrong, and Liu Suifeng became even angrier at his words. The black-robed youth's words infuriated them beyond measure. This person was too arrogant and cocky. Kang Chon pointed at the black-robed youth and coldly said, "At the same level, I can suppress you with one hand." He spoke in a domineering manner, but the crowd was unsurprised because he had this qualification. The black-robed youth's face was gloomy. He and Corpse Sky had been here for a long time, and before that he had seen Kang Chon's battle with Wu Gang and Lei Yun, and knew that the youth in front of him was not a bad person, and that he might not be able to win if it was a battle at the same level. Hey, you don't have that chance. Cultivation is also a part of talent. I don't have the patience of Zhao Wuji to wait for you to grow up and fight again. The black-robed youth laughed coldly. After saying that, he blasted his palm towards Kang Chon. The unrivaled power caused the void to vibrate. The vast energy was like the Yangtze River, raging towards Kang Chon. Kang Chon was not afraid in the slightest. A mocking smile appeared in his eyes. "Are you afraid?" Such a tone made the black-robed youth even angrier. His eyes revealed a fierce killing aura as he icily said, "Afraid? This kind of provocation is useless to me. Today you are destined to die in my hands." The black-robed youth killed Kang Chon, not holding back at all, preparing to kill him with a single blow. Who is this? Surprisingly so excessive. The corpse-catching sect is indeed an evil sect with such disgraceful methods. The crowd was outraged at the words. This black-robed youth was too shameless. He even bullied Kang Chon for his lack of cultivation, wanting to behead him before Kang Chon grew up, so as not to leave behind a great enemy in the future. In the face of the crowd's indignation, the black-robed youth was unmoved. He had made up his mind to kill Kang Chon, and no one could stop him. His eyes spread with killing intent. Boundless corpse chi came out through his body, shaking the void. Kang Chon's eyes were cold and stern. This was a great enemy. I'm afraid that he would have to fight to the death today. On the side, Liu Suifeng and Hua Xiangrong were also ready to fight. The three of them were ready to join forces to fight the black-robed youth. Little Black is reckless. This young lady is here. Where is the part for you to be arrogant? Just as Kang Chon was preparing to fight to the death, a dainty voice came out. But it was the little girl Zhao Linga who came with her sword, holding up the coffin board towards the black-robed youth to suppress it. The little girl was originally angry because Zhao Wuji had killed the black-clothed old man ahead of her, but these two black-robed youths had just crashed into the muzzle of a gun, so she wielded the coffin board to kill without even thinking about it. Little girl looking for death. The black-robed youth's face turned blue at the words, "Little Black." This was treating him like a dog. A scholar can be killed, but not humiliated. He immediately changed his spearhead to meet the little girl. Kang Chon was relieved. His eyes looked towards the battle in the sky. This time, the little girl had relieved him of the danger. The current him It was really impossible for him to be the opponent of this black-robed youth. In the sky, the little girl and the black-robed youth battled with the power of the coffin board. This girl stiffly blocked the black-robed youth. People were shocked. Although this little girl spoke oddly, her strength far exceeded the Great Tang 7 and was on the same level as the Imperial Capital 4. She's that little devil from the Zhao family, rumored to be the scum of the Imperial Capital, a grave robber. Suddenly, someone in the crowd recognized the little girl's origin. There was an outcry. The little girl's past glorious deeds were revealed one by one. The crowd was incomparably shocked. This girl is simply evil, digging up other people's ancestral tombs, even if it's not enough. Even her own family's ancestral tombs. What kind of calmness of heart is needed to do this? Everyone was speechless. The little girl's glorious deeds subdued everyone. Kang Tian had an odd expression on his face. Now the little girl is famous all over the world. Flower, thinking wrong, looked like she had a headache, caressing her forehead and smiling bitterly. The Zhao family did their best to block out this girl's vices in the Imperial Capital, but I'm afraid I can't hide it now. After this battle, the little girl will surely be famous in the cultivation world. Liu Suifang on the side also revealed a surprised look. So she's that little devil. I didn't expect her to be so powerful, worthy of being the miracle of the tomb raiding world. Liu Suifang had obviously heard of the little girl's glorious deeds, otherwise it would be impossible to know the little girl's nickname, which was an honorable title given to her by people in the circle. Wara, little white boy, come and help. Just as the crowd was shocked by the little girl's glorious deeds, the battle in the sky shifted. The little girl fell into a disadvantage and began to be unbeatable against the black-robed youth. The crowd was shocked. The little girl possessed a treasure weapon, but she was actually beaten into the wind. The black-robed youth was too powerful. Kang Tian looked over in shock, but he saw that the black robe on the black-robed youth had shattered, revealing a golden flesh that emitted a blazing light. The little girl's coffin board blasted at the black-robed youth's body, but it didn't even cause half a bit of damage. His fleshly body was too powerful. Heavens, he's refining himself into a zombie. His flesh is already close to an adamantine incorruptible body. In the crowd, an old generation cultivator with a high level of cultivation was filled with shock. Among the secret methods of the corpse-catching sect, there were two very powerful secret methods. One was the zombie manipulation method that Corpse Sky was using to fight Jiao Wuji, using zombies to fight for himself. The other was to refine himself into a zombie, so that he had the powerful physical body of a zombie. These two secret methods used to make the entire cultivation world tremble. A corpse-catching faction of the great powerhouses had to refine themselves. Corpse immortal, flesh almost invincible, can be hard to shake. The immortal weapons without injury dominated the Flood continent for more than 100 years, and ultimately ascended to the heavenly realm. Now, the black-robed youth was precisely displaying a powerful physical body that could harden treasure, weapons without injury. Of course, the little girl was unable to exert the full power of the treasure weapon, but even so, the strength of the black-robed youth's physical body could be imagined to be even more powerful than Kang Tian's Kang Tian hegemony blood physique. Little white boy, don't help yet. If you don't come again, this young lady will dig up your whole family's ancestral graves. The little girl cursed. She had already been forced into a dangerous situation by the black-robed youth. The crowd was all speechless. This girl was absolutely perfect at threatening people. Kang Tian secretly cursed the little girl for a few sentences, but he eventually made his move against enemies in the air. He only had one means: heaven tackling hand. Especially when facing such a strong person like the black-robed youth, Kang Tian had no choice but to use the master stroke heaven escaping hand. A shockingly huge palm suddenly flashed out, suppressing down towards the black-robed youth and holding him in its grip. Facing the heaven escaping hand, even the black-robed youth was unable to dodge it. Good job, little white boy. The little girl took the opportunity to raise the coffin board and slam it down. yelling straight out in excitement. The left sentence of little white girl and the right sentence of little white girl. Infuriated Kangchon gritted his teeth, itching to use the heaven tackling hand to slap at the little girl. When tackling heaven comes out, who will compete with it? The huge palm or a small mountain covered the sky, and the boundless might swept through the 8 directions, shaking the sky and shaking the earth. Aught in the sky. The black-robed youth was tightly grasped by Kangchon's heaven-escaping hand, not far away. The little girl's coffin board also came along with the suppression. The 2 powerful forces were suffocating. The black-robed youth couldn't help but roar angrily. His golden fleshy body shot out a radiant pus-d distance, wanting to break free of the heaven-escaping hand's confinement.